Hello, city builders. This is Hubbub. Welcome back to the city of Nuevo Springs on the Azure Gulf map in the Sunset Harbor DLC. Great to have you here. So the last edited video that I put together, I was working over here, naming buildings in the historic neighborhood. Previous to that, we had done a whole lot of work on this waterfront district, and I think it's finally done. And then most recently also I worked on this industrial port and shipyards. Now we are turning our eyes to the last remaining residential neighborhoods that I want to build in these stretches of geography here on the bottom edge of the map as we're looking at it at the moment. I've been calling this Nuevo Springs East because normally I look at it from this direction. But be that as it may, this is where I want to work. I started working on infrastructure, specifically road and quays. And so that's what I want to return to in this video. I want to try to do, I don't know that it'll be edited to an hour, but I want to do about an hour's worth of work in an edited video, and then I'm going to go live on YouTube and try to at least finish the infrastructure. I doubt that we'll finish putting in these neighborhoods. The rest of this, what I need to do is, good grief. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm really trying to model the SUPERBLOCKS approach. Now, of course, I'm departing from that here, but I want to bring that basic model through the rest of this. So it's all going to be grid, all in the same alignment, all at the same dimensions as much as I can. And then over here, we're going to do topographic organic layout. Here, okay, so I want to bring, oh, this is interesting. So we're going to continue with our 4-lane road here. Bike lanes included, and we're going to bring this down within about 4 tiles of the key. Well, maybe I should do the keys first. Nah, it'll be okay. Bring this about 4 tiles away from the key. Maybe a little closer. Well, that doesn't work. For now, I'm going to bring this as close to the key as I can, and we'll have to make some adjustments later. And then from left to right, and then same thing over here. We're going to bring this all the way down, and then this is going to plug in right here. And so that does not look straight. So let's do this slightly differently. Let's use these now. And we're separating by 5. Going this way. That's not 5. All screwball on the head. Separating by 5 this way. And then 5. And there's a method to this madness. There's a reason I'm doing this. Obviously, it will not be evident right now. And we have a node in a really difficult place. Come on. There we go. And that doesn't look straight either. There we go. The road is wanting to... what's the word I want? Snap to the key. And that's... son of a gun. I did not have this much trouble putting this together before. Why? There we go. See, if I get too close, it wants to snap to the key. I keep doing it. And then, boom. Now, for this next one, because there's 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares. So now we're going to go back to the 4-lane road. Same drill like this. Alright. Now we're going to do our verticals. And we should just be able to use what we already have in place. Do we have 12 squares there. Yup. Boom, boom, boom. Why do I not have 5? Oh, I see what's happening. Something's going on with how the tiles are aligning. Interesting. Okay, and then we're gonna bring it down. And that should line right up. And that's going to anchor a road, which is going to parallel the key. And then we're going to bring a 4-lane road down like this. And that's definitely not going to work. Maybe this is where it terminates. Because what also looks kind of weird here is that the key is curved and my street network is straight, but we will have our tiles. I think it'll be fine. With vegetation in there, it'll be just fine. Okay, so now I can connect this road in. Yes, perfect. Okay, and maybe I should just get rid of that little snippet. Okay, so we have that. And then up here, this is going to be park space. I am going to use one of the zonable campus paths which will be treated as a road, to extend that that network this way. And so we'll have cars that are navigating here, but I'm going to limit passenger vehicles. So this will all be park. Will be an extension of this park. There's going to be a park here. So all along the waterfront will be park space. All right, let's get back to it. So now... Oh, wow. So that's okay, because I may not even have anything on that road there. This might be a little bit strange. We're gonna go... I want to take this... Whoops. So this will correct some of the problem that I created by not having a curved road in the middle and on the right, because now at least it will look symmetrical and it will track the shore. And I'm just guessing what's going to give me 2 tiles here. Perfect. Okay, then before I go any further, let's do our street direction change. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted. I want to delete this one. Now, obviously, I'm doing this with vanilla and some custom assets, but essentially, the Superia in Barcelona, you have a 9x9 grid. And in the middle, the whole thing is public space privileged for pedestrians, and only service vehicles can access the interior. And then we're taking roads with protected bicycle lanes, parking with bike trees, 2-lane, 1-way. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna bring these. It's not gonna let me. Dang it. I can wiggle this with move it. Okay. I guess that's what we call cheating in Cities Skylines. Okay, so this is heading north. And then this one's going to be going south. I don't know if I want to keep that. Let's grab... I'm going to make this a 2-lane road. That'll improve accessibility there. Parking, is this what I was... Yeah, this is what I was using. Okay, so then... heading left to right and heading right to left. So now... Yep. Boom. Like that. And then... other direction this way. So there's a directionality to where cars can go, and these roads are actually an extension then of these. So as you build out these super blocks, the one-way roads end up funneling traffic throughout the entire grid. And then this now, we're going to switch back to 2-lane on that inner square. Okay, so that, and then...
Alrighty, Tony G back on the airwaves, cruising through some sweet sounds to get...
And then I have to go through the tedious process of fixing everything with TMPE, because we have a disaster waiting to happen in terms of traffic lights on this collector now. And so we're going to make everything, the interior roads now have to yield, and that will remove our traffic lights. This is to collectors, so we'll leave that traffic light there. Then I need to switch over to permissions, because none of these have through permissions for traffic. Gotta fix all of that. And for the moment, I'm allowing pedestrians to walk wherever they wish. And if there are any intersections that end up... I don't need that little... Okay. If there are any intersections that end up being problematic, we can fix that when we come across. Okay, so I think I have got all the intersections here and here sorted out. Now I'm going to slide on over here, and we're going to put in these streets here. And I'm sorry, it's not just that I have those intersections sorted, it's that I have the flow of that super block. Now, in a real super block, and I don't want to do it in this build. If you look at the actual super blocks, it's more like they have the interior of the intersection has been turned into a park, and there's one lane that cars transit around the exterior of the intersection if they need to. So service vehicles can get through, small vehicles delivering goods could get through. But the interior of the intersection, so I don't, like, it might be possible to replicate that if you really wanted to be tedious about it, because you could, I just don't want to mess with that in this city. But you could use a small one-way street and make an octagon. And then maybe use invisible paths so that Sims can access the space on the interior. But that just seems like a whole lot of tedious lack of necessity in order to create the grid pattern that you need. And if we look at these, we can see they're filling in really nicely. Essentially, so they're not all completely filled up. They're getting close. The interior is park space and services. There's a cemetery here. There is a medical clinic here. And then the collector roads I've placed commercial, and I'm only putting light commercial. So hopefully the noise isn't too bad. And then to help buffer and also create a sense of variety across the skyline, I have offices on the inside of that exterior loop. And then everything else is everything else that is interior are residential buildings. And so, you know, there might be some conversations that players could have around the degree to which they think this is an interesting, aesthetically pleasing skyline. Personally, I'm enjoying it, but obviously I'm biased. But I think there's variety. There is a sense of contours, not necessarily fading happening, but obviously with low density commercial on the exteriors, it does have a sense of shape. Each block has a sense of shape, actually. Each little square has its own sense of shape and contour. So far I'm finding this to be pleasing. And when I look at noise, 32 is really not where I want to be, but the noise is not so overwhelming that anyone on the interior is getting sick or reporting that they are unhappy. My residential happiness is at 99%. So, I mean, it's hard to make that better. I'm going to try to figure out ways to do that. And then the other thing that's cool about this is I've got the Miyagi cafes here on the little corners. So that enhances land value and happiness of residents as well. And gives it also a nice little ambiance. So I want to bring...
Woo-wee, sports fans! Hope y'all are stoked and ready to make some noise and party tonight. Gearing up for the weekend, folks.
I want to bring this north.
Food, grab some adult beverages. Always remember to drink responsibly.
Don't know if this is the right place that I want to start. Because I want to have another street that's going to help me set this.
I know I'll be cheering for the home team all the way.
I'm going to bring this road over.
Ride if those boys can pull it off.
here, I don't have a district painted yet. So I forgot about my districts. Let's pull... Nope, I can't do that. That's got to be its own separate interior district. We're going to... Nope, I can't do that either. We got to keep it in... Ah, really? I just made the same mistake. What in the heck? On here. Here we go. Push this up here, and then I'm going to push it back off these roads. What? There we go. Now, see, that's not up on the road. Get it up on the road, and then we're going to push it off the road. See, sometimes this drives me nuts. I am, whoops, totally type A. When I push these off the road, it's going to push off that corner there. I don't think it's going to mess things up too bad. See, it pushes it off the corner. Crying out loud. I don't know if that really hurts zoning in any way. Now this is going to be hard because my cursor is going to want to snap onto the road. Okay, and then here we go. And there it goes again. Push that over like that. And now, I want to try to separate these also. The reason I'm being tedious about this is because I don't know if that little gray thing that's meeting between the two, where when they squish together like that, if that carries the permissions over. So anyways, now we're going, now this is gonna get, let me just actually paint the other one real quick also. So So now the grand plan with all of this is high rise, medium density in all of here. So we're gonna put a high rise band. First of all, we got our default style, and then we're gonna put a high rise band here and a heavy traffic band here, and then default style, high rise, heavy traffic. So I will zone dense, high density in here, but these buildings will not grow as tall as these. Now the other thing I haven't done is, let's do our specializations. Residential, IT cluster. Now the IT clusters, I'm not going to make this IT because the only thing I'm worried about is the IT cluster buildings. Well, no, I could. Let's see what happens. I'm going to keep IT cluster here. What I'm thinking about is that some of those IT cluster buildings grow tall anyways, and they ignore the high-rise band. But I can demo them and use the historic building indicator to adjust the height of those buildings. And then commercial, we're not going to add a commercial specialization here. We're going to leave it with no commercial specialization in these two districts. And so hopefully as stuff builds in, we will have this kind of tapering effect. And so that by the time we get over here, this will all of this will be low residential. But I think I'm going to do that in a live stream for now. Or I'll do that in a time lapse at the end of the video, and I'll do the keys in the live stream. So I'm going to keep working off camera on the rest of the road layout. I want to thank you so much for watching. This is Hubbub signing off.